Welcome back, Shalloners. Today is a special day. Today is a high holiday amongst the Shallantaraj. I want to hear you say it. Hallelujah. It is Rihanna's birthday. It is Queen Rhee's 32nd birthday. Now, if you've watched this channel before for a long time, you'll know how much we love Rihanna because she is the ultimate example of what I call a warm-blooded animal. And the concept of a warm-blooded animal really goes to the heart of everything we do here on this channel. Because think about the animal kingdom. You have a cold-blooded animal and a warm-blooded animal. A cold-blooded animal, like a snake or a salamander, perhaps a pangolin, maybe. No, I guess they're mammal. Are they mammal? I don't know. They have to draw their heat and regulate from the outside world. They can't really survive on their own. A warm-blooded animal, a lion, a panther, a porcupine, they have a core that regulates their own temperature. And humans can be like that too emotionally. We see a warm-blooded person as someone who does not need outside approval for their life. They don't need the likes. They're not living for the gram. They don't need to have a boyfriend to feel okay. They don't need to have a corner office. They don't need to have approval from their parents. They have an inner core of self-esteem that is fueling them through this life. And Rihanna is a prime example of that. An example of the cold-blooded animal, say it with me, Kylie Jenner. Kylie lives for the gram. She can't be off the airwaves for too long. She has to transform her face and her body constantly and consistently with plastic surgery and then Photoshop it and then filter it because she just doesn't feel okay within to be okay with who she is. Rihanna, on the other hand, is a queen of confidence because she is okay how she looks, however she looks. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Rihanna, weight, and body image. And not just Rihanna, Billie Eilish, because Billie has become kind of this like lightning rod for a discussion about young women and body image and self-esteem. And like everything she's going through, I've been through too. And with Rihanna, I think one queen can help another. We're going to get into it. Don't worry. But first, just want to remind you guys to follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO, where I let you vote on the next video topic. You guys actually suggested these Rihanna topics, and then we voted, and we're going to cover them all. So thank you. I rely on you guys for your feedback and opinion. Also, you can keep up with my fashion and my travel adventures because I'm on the go a lot and get some daily inspiration and connect with other Shalloners. Also, if you need more personal inspiration, find me on Cameo, where you can book a video shout out with me if you need to wish a friend happy birthday, call out a fuckboy, thank your mom for something, whatever you need, girl, I'm here for you. So yeah, I had you guys suggest a topic for a video for Rihanna, and overwhelmingly, body image, weight gain, and still loving yourself and feeling confident was number one. Number one. And it was interesting because I don't think of Rihanna as like a fat celebrity, you know, like where that's her thing. She's big and she's proud of it and she's showing it off and it's body positivity. She's to me just like, it's like I've never almost even like noticed her weight fluctuation until I like went back when we did some videos about her and compared. I was like, oh yeah, I guess she has gained weight, but like I don't notice it because it's not part of her identity. It's because her personality and her career isn't predicated on her body, which you'd think it would be because she has a lingerie line. But that's why we love Rihanna, is because she has a lingerie line and you're not like hyper-focused on her body. What? That's crazy. But that speaks to how confident she is that she can put on her own lingerie and do a Fenty photo shoot, a Savage photo shoot, no matter what size she is. She can work it from any angle. She can work it from any size. She can work it in any garment. And all you feel is the confidence. You know what I mean? And conversely, like Billie Eilish is really struggling to get there, but we're going to talk about her. So I want to talk first about some stuff Rihanna has said about her body. Sorry, I'm like coughing. All right. So I remember recently she said, maybe not recently, it might've been a few years ago even, that she's like, I like it when I gain weight. Like I don't mind gaining weight because it's fun to dress my body up at different sizes. And I was like, that is some bullshit. That's fucking bullshit, Rihanna. And I was like mad at her for saying that And this speaks to my own deficiencies. Now, if you guys have watched this channel, I've been really open about like my own body image issues. Like the thing that I dislike about myself the most is my body. Because, and this is why, and I've had like issues with my body and weight for like my whole life. Like I'm not addicted to drugs. I'm not addicted to shopping or gambling or sex. Sometimes I'm addicted to food. Like if someone's like, you have 10 days to live, I was like, I will see you at TGI Fridays. Okay. Like that's what I'm going to be doing. And so when I'm particularly self-destructive or in a bad place, I feel like I'm in a bad place because I feel fat and I'm not working out and I'm not eating right. Like everything else in my life could be going right. But if that's not going right, if I'm not thin, the fuck am I accomplishing? Nothing. And you might be looking at me and you might be a lot smaller than me. You might be a lot bigger than me. And like knowing that there's a lot bigger people out there than me does absolutely nothing to make me feel better about my body. And that goes to show that it's not a comparison thing. It's like I'm actually not competing with the rest of the world because I look fine. And, you know, in the immortal words of Amy Schumer, I can catch a dick whenever I want. When she said that, it was like an awards acceptance. She's like, I'm 168 and I can catch a dick whenever I want. And I was like, oh, I got chills again. I was like, yes, you can catch that dick. But that's the thing. It's like empirically, when I look back, when I've been chubbier, when I've been thinner, it's like, it really hasn't made a difference in terms of the reaction I've gotten from boys, but it has affected how I have chosen to interact with them because I wasn't feeling confident and I wasn't bringing my best self. And what do we always say about being the hot girl? The secret to being the hot girl is simply deciding you are one. And isn't that Rihanna? She simply decided, I'm that bitch. And it's not forced, you know? Now, if we're going to talk about the body positivity movement, I want to like do a quick segue and talk about Lizzo because she's, on one hand, I find her like super inspirational. I was like, yes, you wear what you want. You get out there and get it. But I feel like she's turned a corner and all she posts on Instagram, at least that's all that pops up with my algorithm, is like her twerking in a thong. Like, look at this. This isn't about her being fat. This isn't about her being a different race. This is about not being ladylike to me. And it's like, oh, you wouldn't have a problem if a thin person did that. Yes, I would. When Miley does it, I'm like, oh. When Bella Thorne does it, like, stop. It's just crass and uncouth, and it undercuts her talent. She's a very talented person. I mean, the splits alone, my God, I'm in awe. I also tried to play the flute when I was younger. Could not do it. I can't do the splits or play the flute, let alone both at the same time. But it's like I've come to not associate her with her talent. I come to associate her with like this shit, you know, and like twerking and just this. To me, she's shifting into cold-blooded. Like, you're talented. You're pretty. Like, why do you have to be doing this on the gram? Like, it's just, it seems, it's like, I'm confident. Confidence is quiet. Lizzo isn't quiet. Kylie Jenner isn't quiet. Bella Thorne isn't quiet. Rihanna's quiet, right? She doesn't have to get out there and do that, even though she has a lingerie line. And it's like, well, yeah, she could be twerking in one of the thongs she designed. Like, that kind of tracks from a brand perspective, but she doesn't. So I want to talk about some more quotes she said about her body. So she was interviewed in 2018. And so the editor of, what is it, British Vogue was like, oh, what's it like to be the girl everyone wants to be? That's how I picture him talking. And she said, okay, you're asking the wrong person. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm thick now. And no, she said, I'm about to get back in the gym and stuff. And I hope I don't lose my butt or my hips or all of my thighs. I'll lose some, but not all. And I think of my boobs. I'm like, I'm going to lose everything. Everything goes. But you know, it comes with a price. You want to have a butt, then you have a gut. Right? So that's and when you hear that quote, it's like, okay, who cares? Like, what's the point? Like, why is there gravity in what she's saying? One word. Seasons. I'm a big fan of Joel Osteen. And not like I'm super into Jesus. He's chill, of course. But I find Joel Osteen to be an incredible rhetorician and an incredible orator. He is truly one of the most ice cold public speakers I've ever seen. Not a stutter, not a blip, not an not a pause, nothing. It's, as someone who public speaks for a living, I don't work on a script when I do these, and I don't do any edits for the most part. I am like in awe of what he does. Anyway, he is trying to like weave in his son into doing sermons. What's his name? Jonathan, Kyle. I feel like there'd be a Kyle in that family. That's plausible. Anyway, I was like, oh God, and so I was listening to the podcast, and Kyle Jonathan Osteen did this sermon on seasons. And I was like, oh, fuck, what are you talking about? He's like 21 or something. I was like, thanks, you can keep your wisdom. And it was so wise. It was so wise. Because he's like, when something's happening to us, we think this is where we live. A diagnosis, a bad job, a bad relationship, a small town, whatever it is. We're like, oh my God, this is going to go on forever. And he's like, it's a season. And we navigate through the 4 seasons of planet Earth with grace and hope and this spirit of let's make the best of it, because we know a season changes. And even in the bleak midwinter, when everything sucks, we find the good in it, or we just suck it up and trudge through it, because we know spring is around the corner. Like, it's coming. And then summer's coming. Like, it's okay. What if we approached our life in the same way? What if we approached our hardships in that way? When something bad happens, we think, this is a season. This did not come to stay, it came to pass. There's a reason that phrase exists. There's a reason that phrase is all through the Bible, and I've talked about this before. It did not come to stay, it came to pass. It came to pass that Jacob built a temple to the Anubis. I don't know, I didn't read the Bible. It's just very repetitive and looping. And the weird capitalizations. You know how I am about grammar. So when I go back over this Rihanna quote, I get the sense between the lines of a season. Yeah, I'm about to get back in the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change. The season change is coming. I'm enjoying where I'm at right now. I'm in my winter season. It's about to be a spring. And isn't that kind of revolutionary? We are taught as women, and we get the message that wherever we are, well, this is who you are. You're the fat girl now. You're the anorexic girl now. Like, you can't change this. You can't get off the couch. What are you going to start working out again? And it's not even society really that tells us this. We tell it to ourselves. We get in these ruts and we don't know what to do. And it's like, this is who I am. And like I said, I have a real issue with my own body. And, going back to the Lizzo thing, like, I was not a huge fan of her at first because I've said this before, I have like a knee-jerk, like defensive, spiky reaction to the body positive movement, because I'm like, why should someone twice my size get to be twice as confident as me? Only thin people should be confident, because that's my fucked up point of view, is like, why would I get to be confident if I'm living in this body that could be so much better? What is this shit? What is this flab? How dare I go out and just live and be confident? The hubris. So if I can't do it, you can't do it. Yeah, they can. All right? And they should. Everyone should be confident. How does it hurt the world to have more confident people? It doesn't. It doesn't. It only makes the world better. It makes the world better to have more people who are employed, more people who are loved, more people who are in stable families and stable housing, right? But that's what these issues do to us. They make us hateful. Because Oprah said one time, the things we hate in others are the things we hate in ourselves. I was like, Oprah, stop it. And she was talking about weight too, because she has been very vocal. And I mean, she practically made like an arm of her career about like her own weight issues and her self-loathing and stuff like that. I have one hair that gets in my eye. It's literally one. It's like, fuck you. And that's so true. And it's my constant battle to be like, You need to stay in your lane, Shallon. And when I find myself getting very like judgy about like people's bodies and the body positivity movement, that's a sign that I need to get my ass to the gym. That's my internal barometer saying, you are full of self-loathing, okay? And you need to correct that because none of this is anyone else's fault. And none of it affects you. If there's 10 billion Lizzos out there being happy and twerking it, what does it affect your life at all? Is she taking your man? No. Is she stealing your friends? Probably not. Is she like siphoning your audience off of YouTube? I mean, maybe. I'd watch her on YouTube over me. That's true. But like, when you break it down like that, it's like, this is a me issue, you know? And I know you guys have felt this in some sense with your body, with the comparison, because we're taught to compare, and comparison is the thief of all joy, right? So like, it just goes to show how these issues and these body, like this pressure affects every part of our life, parts that we might not even see and be aware of, you know? And even when I said that, it's like, Shallon, you need to get to the gym. It's like, that feels like you have to punish yourself. You get to this saturation point of self-hate, and then you got to go like chip away at it at the gym and like punish yourself back into thinness. But I realized through a lot of therapy that like me and my body is like a physical manifestation of my potential. I've said before that I have like a very good like shape. I have a big butt, thin legs, sort of thin arms, and decent boobs. I carry my weight in my middle, basically. And if I worked out the way I have time and money to work out, I would have a body like J-Lo. I would. Or like Kourtney Kardashian. Like, that's my natural shape. And I wake up every single day of my life ashamed of myself that I don't look like J-Lo or Kourtney Kardashian, who are a lot older than me, by the way. So it's like, I feel like a failure as a human and my body is why, right? It's like, I've actualized my potential intellectually. I've written books. I've been head of a magazine. I have this channel. I maximize my potential with my friends. I have amazing friends. I live in a cool city. I'm brave in this category. But this one category, my body, it's like I can't get my shit together. Why? Well, I mean, if you want to know what my therapist says, this is a quick segue. He's like, you have a fucked up view of happiness and you think happiness is irrelevancy. Like, if you get to your goal weight and if you're working out and you're really taking care of yourself and your life isn't perfect, oh my God, what are you going to pin your just free floating malaise on? What are you going to blame all your problems on? What are you going to blame a bad date on? A bad night, a bad whatever? Like, if you can't blame it on your body and hate yourself for that, what are you going to hate yourself for? Because you have to hate yourself. You're afraid to be happy. When they read you and you're like, like I gotta lay down. Like, it's horrible. It's horrible. But like, that's true. And the antidote to that is normalizing happiness. Like, don't be afraid to be happy, because I think being happy means I'm going to be bored. And boredom to me is like, I'll do a video actually on what I'm learning in therapy, because it's good and it's deep. And I know you guys are feeling a lot of these things too. Like, to be happy is to be bored, and to be bored is invisible, and invisible means you're unlovable. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But how does this tie into Billie Eilish? Well, Billie, God, I just wish I could rescue that girl from like everything she has to deal with. Like, when I was her age, when I was like 18, people were not on social media the way that they are now. Like, not to this degree where you were getting like photographed and then people were picking apart that photograph. Like, it's hard enough to be a woman in society where literally no one's taking your picture. You're not on stage in front of anybody, and you're like, issues with your body and your fears are just that, they're fears. They're not real, because they're like, no one's actually commenting on your body the way you think. Guys, let's talk about this real quick. Guys are not looking at our bodies the way we are looking at our bodies. Not at all. And if a guy is making you feel crappy about your body, get the fuck rid of him. I can't say this enough. Get rid of him. This is not normal. It's abusive. I would honestly rather have a guy smack me in the face than call me fat. By times a billion. Because if he smacks me in the face, I'm like, you're the bad guy. If he calls me fat, I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right, Jeff. I'm going to internalize that forever. I'm not going to internalize someone slapping me. I'm going to recognize it and I'm going to move on. That's a whole separate thing. It's difficult. But let's talk about what Billie said, because she's obviously known for her big baggy outfits. I posted a video or a picture on my Instagram, basically dressed like her. I was like on a photo shoot and like having some fun with the fashion. And let me tell you, it is so comfortable. I was like, Billie never changed. This is incredible. And I credit her for bringing this like very baggy movement into fashion, where it's like girls are going out in like sweatpants and sweatshirts. And I'm like, yes. I lived through the bandage dress phase. No. So she opened up a lot about her body recently, and she said when she did her Calvin Klein ad that she has a very toxic relationship with her body, and she wears these baggy clothes so that nobody knows what's underneath, and if they don't know what's underneath, they can't judge her for it. And like my heart broke hearing that. My heart just fucking shattered, because she's so young and like she's growing up in this fishbowl, and like not in the way Justin Bieber did. He's a boy. Taylor Swift grew up in a fishbowl, but she was always really thin. And so she got a lot of very positive feedback about her body. And I mean, hearing that you're too thin is terrible. But I mean, society doesn't hate really thin people the way they hate really fat people. You know, it's just kind of the fact of the matter. Like, it's really tough on Billie. And she's not a really fat person. She also said in a recent interview with Vogue, she said, I just hated my body. I would have done anything to be in a different one. She's speaking about when she was younger and she was in dance. And this is what's fucked up. Like, I think stuff like sports can give you such a great, healthy body image because you see your body as utilitarian. Like, my body image went through a very positive shift when I joined Army ROTC. Like, it wasn't about, am I thin? Am my hip bones sticking out? It was, can I carry a man on my back if he gets shot? The answer is no, I cannot. But I can carry a 50 cal machine gun under some barbed wire and then shoot someone in the head 3 football fields away. And really, that's kind of a doper use of my body than like giving a hand job. So, but dance can be different, because dance, I mean, there's so much pressure. You have to be a certain size. You have to look a certain way in the uniforms and on stage. Like, it can be really, really, really toxic. So she said, I hated my body. I would have done anything to be in a different one. I really wanted to be a model really bad, but I was chubby and short. And she said she went through puberty super early, like developing boobs at 9, and she got her period at 11. My body was going faster than my brain, she said. It's funny because when you're a little kid, you don't think of your body at all. And then all of a sudden you look down, you're like, whoa, what can I do to make this go away? And she said that she has a really, really toxic relationship with her body. And it's like, that's not just gonna get better. Like, I am a grown woman and I am dealing with the exact same issues with my body that I was dealing with when I was 13. So how do we make this better? Well, like I said, seasons. Your body might change. And if you're like many of us where, you know, treat yourself gets a little out of hand, and then it gets a little more out of hand, and then you're depressed because it's out of hand, and then you eat more because what's the difference? This is a season. And you, though, have the power to change the season. And that's what kind of sucks. It's not just going to like, I'm going to wake up one day and the season's ending. The season is you get a grip, you find a healthy, sustainable eating plan, whether that's a salad every day for lunch, keto, paleo, Weight Watchers, veganism, whatever. Do whatever works for you. You know, it's your body, it's your DNA. You just got to make yourself happy. Or if it's like, I'm going to get back into running. I'm going to start playing hockey again. I'm going to watch The Bachelor on the TV at the gym while I walk in the treadmill just to get the blood pumping so I feel like a little bit more empowered to feel better about my body. That in turn is going to make me make better decisions. I don't care how body positive you are. You're not going to make a good argument against healthy eating and exercise. It's good for you. It really is a fountain of youth. I don't mean healthy eating isn't dieting. I mean healthy eating. Just do what's good for your body. Girl, we don't know what causes cancer. We don't know what causes half the diseases we come down with. But I bet you all the shit we put in our body from processed foods doesn't help. Nor do vaccines. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Get your vaccine. I would get like 10 flu shots. I always try to game the system and get like many a season. They're like, we know you. I was like, no, it's not me. It's not Shallon. They know. So we can think of it in seasons. And what if we just pretended that we're happy? You know, I said the secret is being a hot girl is deciding that you are one. What if we just do that? What if we just pretend and like cosplay for a day? Let's start lower than a day. Let's start for 15 minutes. We're going someplace. We're going to the mall. We're just doing something mundane. We're at Target. What if we just cosplay as a confident, hot girl? What would be different? And maybe sit down with a piece of paper before this and write it down. If I was at my dream weight, what would my day look like? What would I be doing that I don't feel comfortable doing now? Would I be taking more chances? Would I be going out more? Would I be planning to move to a different city because I felt like I could escape my small town and I could like keep up in Chicago or Miami or whatever it is? Would I be calling that guy? Like, don't call the guy you like, let him call you. But you know what I mean. Truly, what would be different? And when I think about it, I'm like, I kind of don't know what would be different. Why I want to be at my goal weight is, like I said, to feel self-actualized. So I guess what would be different is I wouldn't feel behind. I wouldn't feel like there was part of me that was missing and undeveloped, and I wouldn't feel ashamed of that. Okay, so then maybe I could feel proud of myself for a variety of other reasons. And maybe those reasons are as simple as I am a great best friend, or I help you guys on this YouTube channel, or I helped raise money to get someone in permanent housing and not be homeless anymore. Like maybe there's something that has nothing to do with my body that I could use as a touchstone of confidence and to be proud of myself. And then every time I started to feel shitty about my body, or I caught an unflattering glimpse in the mirror, or I tried on something that wasn't my size and I was spilling out of it and felt disgusting, I could be like, you know what though? Which would I rather do? Would I rather have no friends, never help anybody, be dumb, didn't pursue my goals, but I can fit in these pants? Like, no. I would rather have what I have than just this arbitrary body, because having that arbitrary body, I think, is going to give me the confidence that I already am able to produce right now. I can produce it from within myself now. Warm-blooded animal. Ugh! Right? Confidence is like money. You can go out and make money, but what if you could print your own money at home? Would you still go out and work? No. You'd stay home and print. I can do this at home. Confidence is the same way. Why do I need to go and chase my tail, chase a boy, chase a weight, chase a running, whatever it is, chase a dress size, when I could maybe just manufacture the confidence I expect that this is going to give me right here within me? And what if you're saying, okay, well, I don't have that confidence. I don't feel confident in other areas, and my weight is just one link in a chain of everything that's wrong in my life. Then fix your fucking links. You know that I'm not sweet. I am a savage. And I am here to Dr. Phil you and to tell it like it is. Get your shit together. It's not your body. It's the rest. It's the rest. What do you want to do with your life? Not be thin. That's not a goal. That's not a career. That's not self-actualization. It's a part of it because it represents hard work and it represents being our best and being healthy. But if all you have is that, that's not happiness. Find an anorexic and ask them. They're not happy, right? It's a horrible state to live in. Look at the other parts of your life and Forget the body completely. Ask yourself what you can do to create that confidence in other parts of your life. Maybe you can deepen your friendships and strike up new ones. Maybe you can become a better family member and go see your grandmother. Maybe you can volunteer at the dog shelter. Maybe you can write cards to first responders and send them cute little friendship bracelets. Maybe you can set some goals for your career. Maybe you can make a financial plan to get yourself out of debt or out of your mom's basement. And then you can start to feel like you have power over yourself. And then you can look at your body and maybe how you got to where you are. If this is like a thing where it's like you did feel good and now you don't and things have changed, you've gained weight, and be like, okay, I'm going to scientifically approach this problem the way I've approached other issues in my life, because now I'm practiced at it. And now I have this running list of evidence about why I can do things and why I can achieve things, because I started small. I got my driver's license. I got my GED. I wrote that book. I started this store, whatever it is. So now I am going to turn to the body. And now tackling it is going to seem much more I can compartmentalize it. Like I can resist that cake because it's not like the cake. It's just cake. It's not happiness. It's not love. It's not an escape. I don't need an escape. I'm happy now in my life. And my body is going to reflect that. I'm going to treat my body with the reverence and the respect and the time and the love and the patience that I treated these other things. Right? What if we were just nice to ourselves? How messed up is it that is like the most radical idea we can think of? Truly, it is. The way I speak to myself and about my body, I would never speak to anybody. And I am a mean person. I would never, ever say those things to another human being that I say to myself. You disgusting sea monster. Who do you think you are booking a vacation to the Caribbean? You're going to look disgusting. Everyone's going to laugh at you. Everyone's going to say, wow, that girl's a pretty face, but look at her disgusting body. What if I changed that? I was like, this is a season, and you know what's starting today? We're going to move towards changing the season slowly as the earth's seasons change. You don't wake up tomorrow and it's summer. It's a slow thing. So we're going to go slowly. We're going to make a plan, and we know how to make a plan because we're making plans in the rest of our life, right? And what if we just pretend, cosplay for those 15 minutes of being nice to ourselves? Cognitive behavioral therapy, this is like a hallmark of cognitive behavioral therapy, is to say like, well, just change the way you think about yourself. Just think differently. And you're like, it's overwhelming. So you scale it back and back and back and back and back until you hit a metric, a parcel of time that you can act like that for. Maybe it's a whole day. Maybe it's an hour. Maybe it's 15 minutes. Maybe it's 2 minutes. Maybe you're going to sit here for 2 minutes. You're only going to say nice things about yourself and your body. Can you try it? Can you just try it? And then maybe tomorrow you go for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then you go up and you up. And you set a timer in your phone. It's nice o'clock. It's warm and fuzzy hug o'clock. Think of yourself as a baby that needs love, or babies can be gross. A puppy or a kitty or a small adorable tortoise or an emotional support octopus. What would you say to Pulpy if Pulpy said, I feel fat? You're adorable. And it's not hard for me to be nice to you and loving to you because you haven't done anything to deserve being mean to. Girl, neither have you. Neither have you. You are the Rihanna. And I hope, my greatest wish truly for Billie Eilish is that she gets spared what the rest of us have endured with body image. I mean, she's so talented. And it's like at this point, I worry she's boxed herself in with the style, and that if, God forbid, one day she wants to show up to the Grammys in a dress, as is her right, her fans are going to be like, you betrayed us. If you think that, you can fuck off, right? She can wear whatever she wants. All right, don't fuck off. But the point is, you're saying that because you want her to stay small and scared because that's how you feel. Okay? And you don't have to feel like that. Rewind this video, watch it again. I'm going to tell you how to do it. I want to know your guys' thoughts on body image. I mean, it's so much, we can't even cover it in 34 minutes, even though this is one of my longer videos, but there's just so much to unpack. There's a lifetime of messages to unpack about our bodies, right? It's exhausting. It's never ending, but it is something we can work on, and it doesn't get fixed overnight. And there isn't an age where you wake up and you don't care and it doesn't bother you anymore. So we might as well start working on it today. So set your alarm tomorrow for 9:00. Maybe it's your coffee break at work. Maybe it's right when you get up. Maybe it's after the shower and you're laying on the bed thinking about how much you don't want to go to work. And just try to say nice things to yourself for 2 minutes. Wouldn't it be crazy if those 2 minutes changed your life? For more, click like and subscribe. And like I said, follow me on Instagram at shallonxo, where I post inspirational quotes and stuff, but not too many because it's douchey. And if you want to book a cameo with me, a video shout out, head to Cameo. And I'm available for pep talks, breakups, birthdays, and everything in between. Love you, Shalloners. Love you, Rihanna Army. Love you, Billy Goats.